The Crusher Camaro is back.
This car was in the first Hot Rod Power Tour in 1995, and now it's returning to its roots on the first Power Tour West.
Yeah! Woo!
The Crusher Camaro is back. This is our 67 Camaro that you have seen on Roadkill Garage. You remember wrenching on this thing a bunch of times?
Oh, yeah. We did a ton of work to it.
Here's something you may not know about the Crusher Camaro, Steve.
Try me.
This thing was built throughout 1994 for the very first Hot Rod Magazine Power Tour in 1995.
Whoa!
You know how I know that?
No.
It has this sticker on it right there.
Oh, no way.
Not only that, but I was there. As a matter of fact, if you look at that passenger door, you will see a chip on the top of the door where I was shooting car-to-car photos with my camera, and Rob Canan was driving, and he hit a bump, and I went, boom! And my tripod mount gacked the paint.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. Unacceptable. If you're unaware about Hot Rod Power Tour, it's been going on since 1995, and they call it the world's largest road trip. It started out just as the staff driving their own cars, including this one, and we invited some fans. I think we had about 40 cars go the whole way. Now they have 4,000 cars. So we gather up, have a car show and a drag race, and then drive from city to city. It's not a competition, it's just a cruise. So what we're gonna do with the legacy of this car at Hot Rod Magazine going back to 1994, and with it having been in the very first Hot Rod Power Tour, we are going to spruce this thing up and attend the very first Hot Rod Power Tour West, which is happening next weekend. It's Tuesday today. We've got to be there Thursday night to take off on Friday morning from Irwindale to drive all the way to Las Vegas, to drive all the way back to the Pomona drag strip.
Wow, that's going to be a blast in this car.
But
we have to make it streetable.
We do. Right now, it's all set up for drag racing. It's got, I think, a 456 rear gear, and of course, slicks, no exhaust, all of that. So it's going to be a big makeover in a very short time in order to make it streetable.
We can do it, Freiburger.
I think so.
Yeah.
Before we start wrenching, let me tell you the story of the Crusher Camaro. It dates back 30 years. Yep, when this episode first airs in 2024, it'll be exactly 30 years since I first bought this thing for Hot Rod Magazine and turned it into a project car. It's called the Crusher because I bought it at a junkyard where they were about to buy it and smash it on this whole government program that had to do with smog credits and stuff like that. And we thought it was completely bogus. That's why it's called the Crusher Camaro. The car has been built in a zillion different ways over these 30 years. At first, it was just sort of a standard 90s street machine. After that, it had a 632 big block Chevy in it, and it was on the cover of Hot Rod Magazine at that time, sort of with 17-inch wheels and stuff. After that, I had a little small block in it. Then I turned it into a 70s or 80s looking street machine with a big blown big block. After that, Finnegan and I did this amazing thing on an episode of Roadkill where we did a live engine swap at a trade show, and we removed the big block and installed an LS7. After that, it was on Hot Rod Garage where it had a blown LS7 in the thing. It goes on. And most recently, Steve Dulcich and I, right here on Roadkill Garage, made it look like this, which is very much a dead-on clone of like a 1974 street machine or drag car with the big ugly hood scoop and the big stupid stance and all these types of things. Now, what we're gonna try and do in this episode is make it streetable. All right, Steve, we have to bite the bullet and just do the torque converter first thing.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking we have to knock out the stuff in order that has to be done, which is drivetrain stuff that's never going to make it all the way on the road trip.
Exactly. And to remove the transmission, I say we start by removing this glorious hood so that we can get at the bell housing bolts and everything. And then we'll have to skyjack the thing and get under it and do that gruesome job that we can't stand. I'm changing the torque converter because the old one is 5,500 RPM stall. That's very drag racy. That feels very mushy on the highway. And also, it slips the converter, heats up the fluid, and it can kill the transmission.
Got it.
All right.
I called Yank Converters. I said, I want 2,800 stall, so this thing should be way more streetable. You can see the larger converter is the lower stall. It's going to be way better. Now I've got to do the old, you know, can I get it to click all the way on trick? Okay. If I put myself in a position where I can heave it, I can't see. This is way heavier than the old one. Ah, got it.
Oh, good.
Okay. If you're doing this at home, the key is to get the converter all the way in so that when you mate the bell housing up to the back of the engine, there's about 1/8 of an inch in between the pad on the converter and the face of the flex plate. You want to be able to tighten the bolts and pull the converter forward. Just that tiny, tiny, 3/16 to 1/8 of an inch. In other words, the converter should spin freely with everything bolted up except the flex plate.
The next thing we have to do is change the gear ratio, and to do that, we take the wheels and tires off, and then disassemble the brakes so we can pull the axle shots out. Then we can unbolt the third member. This is a Ford 9-inch, so it has a drop-out third member with the gear set all assembled. Normally, you don't have to pull the axle all the way out. You could just pull it enough to disengage it from the side gear or the spool, but we need to take it all the way out so we can match it up and make sure that it's 31 spline to match the gear, and it's not looking like it. It's just looking like 35.
We're screwed.
We're screwed.
Oh, here's a problem. I can't believe as many times as I've changed gears on this thing, I didn't remember this, but it has 35 spline axles, which is an aftermarket upsize that they never actually made. It's a Ford 9-inch differential. Factory Ford would have either 28 spline or 31 spline. Upgrades are often 35 or 40, and this thing has 35s. All right, this is going to slow us down a little bit. However, I think I've got a solution, but it's not going to happen for the next, many hours. So I think what we should do is clean up and then move on to the exhaust system, which is going to be a hassle. So we're going to go ahead and install the exhaust system. Now, the Crusher Camaro was born in the 90s, and so were Flowmaster mufflers. I absolutely had to have them for that correct sound. You probably know this is that chambered muffler, all welded, no packing, that became so popular back in the day. And this is the Super 44 model. I got a 2.5-inch kit that we're going to install. And by we, I mean, I'm going to let Dulcich take charge. The exhaust is going to hit the cross member here for the drive shaft safety loop, so unfortunately the loop has got to go.
I've cut the join that's going to connect the H-pipe to the collector reducer. Now all I'm going to do is tack weld it in a couple of spots so it holds that position. And once I've got the left side tacked in place, I'll make the same thing for the right side. Next thing I'm going to do is remove the whole exhaust system from the car and then take it to the bench and weld it up solid.
Now's when I reveal the second part of my scheme to take the Crusher Camaro on the very first Hot Rod Magazine Power Tour West. It's not just about making it more streetable. I also am going to return the thing to the way it looked when we very first built the car in the pages of Hot Rod in 1994 and 1995. That means like single 4-barrel cowl hood, Convo Pros, exactly like it was back then, or as near as I can get it at this point. Now, I have to admit, this breaks my heart a little bit because I love this 1974 look that we've got going on right now with the tunnel ram and the weird stance and the Kragers and dish mags and the grump lump. All that stuff is awesome. But if there's one consistent about the Crusher Camaro, it is that I love to change it all of the time. And this time it's weird because I'm going to be updating it from this point, but kind of regressing it to where it was way back when. So 1994, 1995, here we come. I'm going to talk to you about what I'm going to do on the engine, sort of as I go. What is that? I have no idea what's going on there. I just pulled the radiator hose off and all of this crud was in the thermostat housing. Look at that. Mm-hmm. That is bad. You think that's electrolysis?
Yeah, it's aluminum oxide.
That's because there was nothing but water in here. Here's a problem. Drag racing cars, you're not supposed to put antifreeze in them. Antifreeze is also an anti-corrosive and a preventer of this.
Yeah.
That is the worst I've ever seen it. It
pretty
was
bad.
packed in there. I'm gonna have to take the intake off and see how bad it is in the cylinder heads and stuff, and we're probably gonna have to flush the system. This is time I was not counting on.
Yeah, that's not good.
Wow. When the Crusher Camaro was first assembled by Hot Rod in 1994, a guy named Rob Kinnan was in charge, and he put a 400 cubic inch small block Chevy in it, just like what this is. And the intake manifold they used back then was an Edelbrock Performer RPM, just like what this is, or at least very similar. I'm not sure they had the Made in USA tag back then. If memory serves, I think they came out with this design right around the time the car was first built. The Performer RPM is a taller or high-rise version of a dual plane, so it benefits low-end torque. It's more of a street manifold. And unfortunately, by removing the tunnel ram and installing this, I am unbolting 50 horsepower. This engine with this intake manifold is gonna make right at 500 horsepower. Here's another step towards making this thing streetable. It needs an ignition timing advance curve. Right now, it is locked out, meaning I can only set the ignition timing to, say, 35 degrees before top dead center, and that's where it is regardless of RPM. So I'm gonna have to take this distributor apart, take this thing out, flip it over, add some advance weights, put some bushings in it, put the springs on, change the gear, push it back, just all that stuff. Here we go. Now comes time for the carburetor. When this car was new in '94, it had like an 1850 on it, a 4160 series Holley, the ones with the side hung float bowls. I couldn't have that. So I had to make a departure from originality, but I had to have a gold carburetor. I couldn't have the modern silver or black ones. This is my favorite carburetor, the Holley 1000 CFM HP. Here's the thing though, it's not really 1000 CFM. The throttle bore size and the venturi size on this are the same as on a 950. Not only that, but you can see that it's got annular boosters. That is a larger booster than the standard Holley dogleg, and annular means that it distributes fuel through a ring all inside the deal. And it also is a larger diameter, so it's more of a restriction, so it has more of a pressure drop, so that it's got more pull, so it has like more draw on the fuel coming out of there. We have made these run great on all kinds of engines, and actually the calibration's pretty good right out of the box. They have a 31 squirter in the front, 36 in the back. I usually just swap those end to end, and then they are great. So yeah, I'm gonna install this on our 400. You know, it's weird how fashions change. Obviously, the Mickey Thompson aluminum valve covers were the kill in the 70s and early 80s. They're actually really cool now. As a matter of fact, you can buy Mickey Thompsons for big and small block Chevys brand new from Holley. But this car originally in the 90s had stamped chrome valve covers, which just leak. And so I got some of the die-cast aluminum ones, which were actually cool way back then. There's also a functional reason that I'm doing this. My tunnel ram had a breather sticking off the front, which is like for crankcase evacuation. And you'll notice that the Mickey Thompson valve covers don't have any breathers at all, whereas these new ones, which are from Mr. Gasket, do have breathers. And so, stylish and functional. Once again, I have to remove parts that I love. Those Mickey Thompson valve covers are just great. Except for one fuel hose here, the engine compartment's pretty much done, and looking at it's making me realize that 1994 wasn't that far away. This kind of looks like every Camaro you'll see at Power Tour. Here's a couple things that I did. First of all, the blue Moroso Blue Max spark plug wires. By 94, I would say we were dedicated to the red MSD wires, but there was too much red going on, so I threw the blue ones on there. They're kind of retro, and you know what? Everybody had to have a chrome air cleaner with their favorite speed part name on it. So that's what we got. But we still have a big disaster going on with the rear suspension, and right now we're waiting for parts. Steve did a killer job on the exhaust system, but I have to admit I have legit anxiety building because we have a hard deadline for this Power Tour West, and we get to go meet a bunch of fans and do signing autographs and things like that. But to do that, I have to get this car right. It has to look perfect, or I'm gonna be in a really bad mood. And part of that is the whole thing about taking it back to how it was in 1994, which means not having the big rake. Now, the thing is, right now, we've got some drag racing Caltrax or Calvert Racing springs on it that are actually a 1-inch lift. And the new springs that we have here are sort of a generic heavy-duty leaf spring, and I just have no idea what they're gonna do to the stance of the car, and that's what's, like, stressing me out. Before I can set the car on the ground to find out if the leaf springs have the new lower stance that I want, we need to obviously put the wheels and tires on. Before we put the wheels and tires on, we need to put the axles in. Before we put the axles in, we need to change the center section. Finally, we got the parts in the mail to change the rear gears. So we're gonna pull that apart, and I'll show you what the differences are of what we're taking out and what we're putting in. We removed the Fabergé egg of Ford 9-inch center sections. I love having an aluminum housing on these things. It makes them so light and so race. This one's from Mosier Engineering, and it has a spool, meaning no differential at all, and a 4.57 to 1 gear ratio. Our new unit, I was able to overnight from Summit Racing. This is a 3.5 to 1 gear ratio, and the differential is a True Track. A Detroit True Track is like a clutchless posi. It uses gear bind in order to create drive to both the wheels. I've used them in a bunch of stuff. I actually love that differential. Now, why did I make this change? Because such a low gear like a 4.57 to 1 versus a higher gear like a 3.5 to 1, the lower gear makes the engine spin higher on the freeway. Specifically, in this deal, with a 26.5-inch tire on the back that I'll show you, at 75 miles an hour, this is gonna make the engine spin 4,300 RPM, and the higher gear ratio is gonna make it spin 3,400 RPM, and then don't forget, I've got the Gear Vendors Overdrive on top of that. So this is just gonna be far more highway friendly because of the gearing, and it's gonna be way more street friendly because it has a True Track instead of a spool. Did it go all the way? Yeah?
Yeah.
Center section's installed.
Good. Our Ford 9-inch differential is fitted with an aftermarket set of Bear Racing brakes. Now, that could be a problem when you find out that your brake pads are completely worn out, like these are. But fortunately, this kit uses a PBR caliper, which is the same as a 3rd-gen F-body. Now, that would be a Firebird or Camaro or variant. And that made it as simple as going to our local auto parts store and picking up these Duralast Gold brake pads. They're semi-metallic and they're OE level formulation. So you can take these new ones, pop them right in, and we'll be ready to run.
And now a critical element, the wheels and tires. This is gonna be super similar to what was on this car in 1994 and 1995. That is a Centerline Convo Pro 2. This is a modern reproduction of the original wheels that aren't made anymore. And I gotta be honest, it's not quite right, but I don't think most of you are gonna notice why. The fronts, those are legit. Those are actually made in 1994, genuine Centerline Convo Pros. 15x4 in the front, 15x8, or maybe they're 8.5 in the back. Originally, this car had a Mickey Thompson Indy Profile tire on the back. Those are no longer made, and that's why this is a Pro Track N5015, but it has the right kind of tread look and that squared off profile that is signature to a bias ply tire that we would have used back in the day. In the front, I have a Mickey Thompson 26-inch tire on the thing, and they're an 8-ply. You may not be aware that they make those front skinnies in a couple different plies, and I got the heavier duty ones just because we're going to be driving on the highway, and I just want a little more beef. Okay, we're gonna put these on and then set it on the ground and find out if these new leaf springs are gonna give me the stance that I want or if it's gonna be a total fail. I mean, look at that. We need to close up that gap to right about there to have this look decent. I don't have high hopes. All right, let her down slow. All right, that sits way too high in the back.
Maybe if you give it a bounce.
Ugh, the shocks are set on full stun for drag racing, so.
Oh, it doesn't move at all.
Doesn't move at all. Not what I was hoping for as far as the stance goes. But hey, it's good enough for now because we got to be at Irwindale first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can make this thing run. Crank it. That's pretty good. It's got a little header leak. 1,000 CFM carburetor, right? 400 cubic inches. All right, runs good. I'm pretty happy with that, and I think we're gonna put the hood on it, check some fluids, and we're gonna load this thing on the trailer and run it down to Irwindale for the start of Hot Rod Power Tour West. We made it, Hot Rod Power Tour West. We got the hood on last night, and so the transformation is complete. The car looks almost exactly like it did in 1995 for the first Power Tour, except for the stink bug stance. I hope that settles. But look at the hood, Steve.
Yeah, the color match on the other one's a little better.
Oddly, this hood was painted with the car 30 years ago and doesn't match as well as the one Steve did 4 years ago.
Go figure.
It makes no sense. I'm feeling a little sick today, and so I'm gonna lay low. We're gonna have Steve go run like a, diplomatic mission.
Well, I feel like roaming around and checking stuff out. I mean, we're here, it's Power Tour West, the first one.
I'd like to come with you, but I'm gonna nap so that I can make the road trip to Las Vegas.
You can convalesce.
Yeah, I will convalesce.
Yes. It's a Hemi-Cuda. They left the I out, they misspelled it. Whose car is this? It's got the 426 Hemi right here under the big hole in the shaker hood.
All right, you want to go cruise around, see what cars are here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at the Land Rover.
Yeah.
Wish I wasn't sick. You got to, walk around and mingle and rub elbows, talk to people.
Well, the fans and the attendees were really enthusiastic. I'd love to have an early bet like that. I'm kind of a bet guy,
I know. Look at that coronet.
Yeah.
He's got the shirt. Thanks for buying the shirt.
He's got the Crusher Camaro shirt.
Well, what do you think? Las Vegas?
Yeah, I think I'm aching for the open road, bro.
I know. I feel bad missing most of the first day, but tomorrow will be good.
Yeah.
This is the first time this has been driven on the street in at least 5 years.
Wow.
I keep thinking that temp gauge isn't working, but look at it. It's coming up. It's just not even at 130.
Well, the torque converter is nice.
Yeah, it's just tight enough, but without making the thing tug at the brakes at idle.
Yeah.
I see no indication this thing isn't going to cruise to Vegas trouble-free.
Yeah. Should be fine.
There's the official old school Welcome to Las Vegas sign. I've never seen it before.
Wow, I know that sign.
So while we're absolutely freezing to death and I'm sick and we've been driving all day, we figured we got to take the Crusher Camaro down the Las Vegas Strip. The last time it was here was a really early episode of Roadkill where Finnegan and I drove this and my Super Bee, and it had the blown big block in it at the time.
So far, you've been an excellent tour guide, David.
Oh, I want to see the Sphere.
The Sphere. You've been talking about the Sphere. I've never even heard of it.
The new Sphere is pretty cool.
Really? How did you find out about the Sphere?
Everyone in the whole world knows about the
How
Sphere.
come I don't know about the Sphere?
I don't know.
What, do I live like under a rock or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Very sheltered life, don't check.
Yeah. You know, back in the day, did you ever used to take trips to Vegas with the boys?
Yeah, we'd get in the Glendale Speed Center station wagon and just plant it at 100 miles an hour and go.
I took a station wagon here one time and I ended up abandoning it, and it wasn't even mine. Really? Yeah.
This traffic is terrible. This has been Traffic Tour West. The Sphere is off the strip. Okay, it's gonna be right over here. There's the Sphere.
Whoa!
Oh, it's freaking me out. It's like a giant beach ball. Oh, look at all the people. I love this Sphere. The Sphere is adorable.
Well, I've seen everything I need to see.
Yeah, except for the inside of my hotel room.
Yeah.
We survived the very first leg of Hot Rod Power Tour from Irwindale, California to Las Vegas. I am mainlining Dayquil right now.
Yeah, I know.
But
it was freezing.
But I'm stoked to go out to the strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway because we're going to drag race this thing and honestly find out how much we slowed it down.
I know.
Ready?
Yeah. It's a track.
Ready for on-ramp test?
Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it laid wheel. See, right here at Burbles, I think it's just really, really rich.
Yeah.
Ready for the gear vendors?
Yeah.
3,000 RPM turns to, let me get it right at 3,000, not 3,100. All right, 3,000. Boom. 2450.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Because of the high rear gear, I'm thinking about going down the drag strip first, second, and then overdrive instead of first, second, third.
Oh, good idea.
Power Tour. This is the strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We made it. I want to drag race this thing, but we need to put slicks on it. And so we called Chris Birdsong, who's like our Las Vegas connection.
Hopefully you got a jack. Well,
Was he in that car at the auto club? Yeah?
of course he shows up in the NASCAR.
Yeah, as if by magic.
What's up, fellers? Heard you guys are missing some tools.
We need a yak.
Do you have a floor jack for us?
Yeah. You know, NASCAR guys,
What do
we
you
always
call
got
that
jacks.
Call that a floor jack?
Well, I ran
What
it
is
over.
that thing?
I ran it over once or twice leaving the pit stall.
Thank you. All right, last thing I need to do to pass tech is a coolant overflow. So I'm gonna zip tie this in the engine compartment, then we'll go see if that passes tech, and then we'll be on a drag strip. Thank you greatly. The quickest this car has ever run is 1067 at I think 125 or close, 124 and a half or something like that. But now we've got a lot of strikes against us, obviously, so I have no idea what's gonna happen.
You gonna give us a good burnout?
I don't know. I hope so. All right, here's five runners lined up, doing his burnout. Car's getting a little squirrely. Okay. Oh.
I spun real bad off the line, so that's not gonna be great. But it ran all the way down clean. Thank you. Yeah, 1292 at 108, pretty weak. We'll go again. I'm gonna see if I can pick a better spot on the track.
Yeah, Freiburger is right back in the burnout area. He's going to make another pass. Hopefully he's going to do better than the 1290s he ran last time. But the timing clocks do not lie.
Still spun the tires and I had to pedal. Not good.
Okay, 1190 cleared a whole second off the time, which is pretty remarkable. But you know what? That wasn't even near the potential of the car, because I could see he had a little trouble with the trans brake again. So it wasn't a clean lead. That always costs time. But we've got an 11-second time slip, and that's pretty good.
You want to try letting some air out?
What happened?
Well, it just spins the tires.
It ran 1190 that time. It was a whole second quicker.
Yeah, it spins the tires. That's all there is to it.
Okay, I gotcha.
1190 is good. I'm happy
No.
with that. That's not bad at all to have an 11-second car when I've knocked the guts out of it as badly as I have, especially when it's obvious that it could go even quicker. Wow, they did not pump up much. No, they're at 12, going 10. It's not gonna help. I mean, the track just isn't there. If you go look at it, it's just bald.
This is probably going to be our last pass of the day. I mean, it did run in the 11s. That's pretty good. See if we can do better. Yeah, now that's a burnout. Got the slicks nice and hot. That should help traction up the line. The thing is, our man Freiburger is a competitor. He wants to beat himself. He ran an 1190. See what it does right here. He's staged up. Right there. Wow, that was a nice lead. Perfect. He's got this. He's got this.
That's gonna be my best pass. All right, I think we can leave happy with that. That had to have been the best. Yep, 1175, 116.49, slowing down half a mile an hour. I think the car can go quicker.
I do too.
But not here today.
No.
Yeah, let's go to Pomona.
Okay, let's do it.
What is going on?
Look at this. This is the craziest thing ever. I went to put the wheels and tires back on, or Steve did rather, and he told me to go ahead and torque them. He had broken one of the lug nuts. See how the shank broke off? And so he left. I went and was standing here trying to loosen this lug nut, and these two shot off the wheel, as in I wasn't touching them at all. They shot off the wheel and took the center cap with them. I've never seen anything like it. So all of these are absolute trash. This is like Twilight Zone. I mean, it's weird. So we're gonna have to go get 10 new lug nuts because I don't trust the ones on the other side either. They're not bottoming or anything. That's whack. That was among the worst fiascos I've seen on Roadkill Garage.
No, I know. It's
The
crazy.
lug nuts breaking is stupid. It's nuts.
It's nuts.
I don't trust these either, by the
No.
way. I want to get some better ones. Anyway, this turned way later than we expected. We were going to drive back down to Southern California today. Instead, we're going to crash, get up early, and cannonball in the morning.
Good morning from the last day of Power Tour West. I'm Pete Dulcich. I've been coughing up my spleen all morning.
Oh, yeah, you're a complete and total wreck.
I'm a disaster. But nothing can stop me from getting to Pomona for the last drag race of this event. And we're actually going to drive our car there, unlike Faster with Newbern and Cotton, or maybe Hot Rod Garage, who's got the Crown Hick here. This thing is actually my favorite project vehicle from the Hot Rod Garage show. It's on the Faster with Newbern and Cotton show, and they stole it from Hot Rod Garage, and they're doing a shootout with Lucky in Pigpen. Pigpen being that car that is left over from Roadkill, so it's all one big family. All right, so we're gonna drive down to Pomona. The reason I say nothing can stop me from getting there, even like, you know, black lung, is that you don't get to race in Pomona that often.
No.
Usually it's just 2 national events for the NHRA, and it's closed the rest of the year. They used to have street drags there like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but to run at
Couple
Pomona
times.
these days is a big deal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course we want to improve on our time.
Yeah, hopefully the lug nuts will get us there.
I would rather like die of like the phlegm infection than deal with one of those lug nuts again. That
Right.
really irritated me, Tolche.
I'm upset about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things go and there goes your quarter panel.
I know. Don't bring that doom on me, dude. We got to drive this thing all the way.
Yeah, it'll make it, Freiburger.
Yep.
It'll be fine. How about that?
I hope so. All right, we're out of here. One mile and we've already stopped. The thing is running a little bit fuzzy. I think it's probably dead plugs. Here's the thing. This has had a header leak ever since we left. You may have heard it on video. It's just a little bit of a tick, and it's gotten much worse. I was worried it might have been valve train. Couple tech tips. First of all, you can listen to your valve train by making this transfer to your ear. And I didn't hear anything wrong. Here's how you can spot a header leak sometimes, is the witness mark of the burn, and that's what I've got right there. You can see where it's leaking up and burning the paint. So I guess we're not
Not
gonna
much
worry
we can
about
do
it.
about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna zip tie this spark plug wire away from the header though. All right, we gotta put the hammer down, dude. We're not gonna make it in time. This is it. Historic Pomona drag strip. This is the oldest continuously active drag strip in the world, even though people disagree with that here and there. Yeah. I guess we better see what's here, make some laps before we race.
That's a good idea.
Hey Troy, what's happening?
Hey, Troy, going.
Thanks for coming out.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, we made it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Thank you. From the country squire? Yeah. Oh, no, leave it in the garage, man. Ooh, look, a cougar.
Cougar. Yo! Cool bug. We made it to the very last stop, In-N-Out Pomona drag strip. That means we have had 500 miles of absolute win in the Crusher.
Oh, yeah. No, the thing has been great.
But now we're gonna attempt to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
No, we're not.
By trying to take it down the drag strip and going quicker than we were yesterday. So it's win up to this point. Like, keep this part in mind. And if I fail at the drag strip, just, I don't know, edit that out.
Oh, you're going to punctuate the win with an epic trip down the drag strip.
Quickest time ever?
The first time, I mean, we've got a long wait to make it through
I
the staging
know.
lanes. It's packed.
Everyone wants to drag race Pomona, so we're gonna put our slicks on and then get in line.
We're here, world famous Pomona Dragway. Now, this place is usually reserved for national events, so running a car here is pretty special. One of the special treats for us is our crew from Pomona Dragway is here running the event. There's Cleet at the starting line. He's the starter for this event. Freiburger's going to try to beat that 1170 ran in Vegas. I think he can do it. Will he? We'll find out.
Yeah, this track is torn up. And for some reason, this sounded like it was misfiring. And there's my pass at Pomona. I really drove it easy out of the hole. It spun a little bit.
1176. It ran exactly the same.
Talk about repeatability. This thing just went 1176 at 119.88. Right on. Dude,
It ran exactly the same.
with more mile an hour.
1176.
Yeah, 1176 at 119.88, dude.
Oh, dude, this thing's running 120 in the quarter.
I know, this thing's got power.
Wow.
I want to get this thing at Formosa on a fully prepped track.
We will.
Man, that was good. Yeah.
Wow. Pretty good, Freiburger.
Man, I'm super pumped. That was cool. It's like the Crusher is back, more streetable than it has been in 4 years. And we had big fun on completely slippery drag strips. I think we saw the potential of this car.
No, this thing really does everything great. I've got to get myself an early F body because I'm in love with the Crusher Camaro.
Yeah, the whole time he's been like, I gotta get me one of these.
Yeah.
Man, the thing is good. I'm pumped up. But you know me, it's like I change this car up all of the time.
Yeah.
Right now it looks a little bit more mundane, but it's more streetable. It's, you know, I'll probably end up making it more ludicrous, probably faster, but not as good on the street.
Well, I mean, it might be worse in some ways, but it'll be better in others. It'll just be different.
Because you know what? That's what we do every single time, is worse but better on Roadkill Garage.